Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have been watching a couple of videos and it just sparked a conversation, not necessarily a conversation, but like a thought in my mind. And one of the questions or prompts that's kind of been talked about is, why are you coming to the craft? Like, what's drawing you? And so I kind of just wanted to make a little video and talk about my journey into witchcraft. So my journey started back in, I would say around 2007, 2008, and it was initially introduced to me through a coworker of mine who honestly just really got me into tarot, and she gave me my first oracle deck, and it kind of just grew from there. And we both started on this journey of Wicca together, and it was fabulous and wonderful. This was before YouTube, and we really learned a lot together, and she really introduced me to the path in general. Up until that point, I really only knew about like Charmed and the craft. I didn't really have any real knowledge, or didn't even know like Barnes and Nobles or Books a Million had a new age section or anything like that. So she really introduced me to this whole wonderful world, and it was the first time in a long time I felt like I had the freedom to be myself. And that lasted about a year, and she wound up moving in with me and stealing my identity, not my identity, but my wife's identity. And that was a whole shit show. But I mean, why you'd want to be a registered felon at 19, I don't know, but apparently that's what she wanted out of her life. But leading from that, it kind of transitioned me into YouTube and becoming like this Wiccan YouTuber. And I did that for years. I don't even remember how many years now, but you know, watching these videos and like listening to these prompts and really thinking about like all these years later, everything that I've been through, like what brings me back to it, like what am I wanting out of it? And I think for me, it's the desire and the strive to make change, not just change within my own life or in my own self, but in the world. It's a strive to feel like this, I don't know how to describe it, like there's this itch or this drive within me to find something more, to expand my understanding of the world around me. And that drive just keeps pushing me forward. And no matter how long I go between practicing or whatever's happening in my life, it never fully goes away. Like, it never completely leaves my realm of understanding. There's always at least one point in the day that it comes into my head, or I think of something. And you know, when I left YouTube as the Lucky Witch, effectively my practice completely stopped. I was more on a Wiccan path, and then that kind of changed into an eclectic pagan. And through some really terrible experiences on YouTube, I just jumped ship. I just jumped off the path completely. And you know, looking back at it, I don't really think I was in it for the right reasons back then. I don't think that, no, I know that I wasn't in it for the right reasons. I wasn't being truthful and honest with the people I was making videos for. I wasn't being honest and truthful with myself as to why I was making videos. But that desire was always there to be a witch. And it's still there, and it's what has continued to pull me back. And there's this feeling, there's this connectivity that you feel, or that I feel, that doesn't quite have anything else to compare it to. Like, I don't know what else to compare it to. It's like this warmness inside of you that grows, and it's just the most gratifying thing. And that could be completely narcissistic, but it feels that way. Like, to try to have an understanding of the universe, not just as a whole, but just on our singular planet and nature, and coming to not only the realization, but the belief and the understanding that energy is everywhere and everything. It makes everything in life so much more grand. And I think that I know that's what keeps drawing me back to witchcraft. And I hadn't really thought about it in great detail. I just, was like, I want to start my practice back up, and I'm going to start my practice back up. And so I have. But watching a couple of videos, I watched Drew, She Who Walks Between the Worlds, and a couple other videos, and it made me question myself. Like, why do you do what you do? And it's always good, I think, to question your own intentions on the decisions you're making for yourself, and what reasoning you have, consciously or subconsciously, for doing the things that you do, to better understand why you act the way that you do. And that's why I come to the craft. That's why I choose to be a witch, because there's not a feeling quite like it that I've experienced anyway. And I don't know, it's just so, it's fulfilling. It's fulfilling. And my path now is more real than my path was ever before. So much of what I did before was superficial, and for YouTube, and for content, and for status. It wasn't real. And it's horrifying and embarrassing to say that. But you have to purge yourself of the things that you hold in so that you can move forward. And I honestly don't know if I ever was truly Wiccan, or if I was ever truly pagan. And I have to apologize to everyone who watched me, because I wasn't truthful, and I had to learn to apologize to myself for putting myself through that. But my path now, I do consider myself a witch. If I had to label it, I would say it's more secular. Deity work hasn't been something that I've really tapped into, or really had a desire to. And that's like, I was talking to Brittany, Palm Tree Bewitchery, and it's like, it's so different now. Like, I feel like an infant. I feel like a baby all over again, because my path is so much more organic now. It's like I'm being led by my own heart, not by outside sources or for superficial reasons. It's literally just my own heart and mind leading me down this path of where I should be going, and going on this journey that feels so much more organic and authentic than anything ever that I ever did before. And that is an amazing feeling. That's something I haven't truly felt before. So that's just a little story time. And what's drawn you to be a witch? Why are you a witch? What is it that brings you to the craft, back to the craft? Maybe it's for the first time. What draws you in? What makes you decide to say, you know what, I'm gonna do this? I'm really interested to hear what everybody's answers are, and let's get that conversation going. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. It means a lot to me. And you can also go check me out on Instagram. I have started to post videos on there as well. And it's at the Oracle of Glitter. That's really the only other social media that I have. So I hope you guys are doing well, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Have a good night, guys. Bye.